So, dear Dharma friends, it is very important yourself to recognize the very nature and the behavior of your mind. Why? Because your mind is the foundation for your body. Your mind is the foundation for your life. Your mind is the foundation for this world. And sometimes we feel good, sometimes we feel bad, sad, worry, unhappy. Sometimes we feel joy. And mostly we think it happened according to this outside condition of the world. Even though it has a certain kind of effect, the main cause, the main reason arises from the condition of your mind. So that is the important thing. So when you know the very condition of your mind, and when you know the mechanism and the behavior of your mind, you become more focused to that rather than regarding focus to outside world. Because this outside world, it is beyond our limit. We cannot change other people, we cannot change the society, we cannot change these patterns. We cannot do it just struggling with it. But still we have power to change our mind. The way you take it, the way you accept it, the way you deal with the situation. And according to that, the world going to change. Why? Because the world itself means we are who we are. So then yourself, if you recognize, if you know things going wrong, this things not happening the way it should be. And then remember, look into yourself and see, is there something going wrong? Because once you recognize that, this outside things become surrender. But the thing is, mostly we go with the outside world and then we more focus to that outside situations, and because of that we neglect our inside. So inside means here the mind or the thoughts. So the meditation itself helps you to fix that. It's kind of like mastering timber, wood. And sometimes before you paint, and you have to sand the wood, make it clean. And even when the wood keep outside for a while, and little by little it get cracked, and the dust get stuck there, and you cannot paint on the top of that. So then what you have to do, you have to sand it. So same thing happened to our mind also. When we too open to outside informations, so whatever come with through our eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, and it's stuck inside us, and maybe there are a lot of dust come. So once a while, if you clean it, or if you are able to develop a pattern every day, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, you clean it. Why? Because we open to information 24/7. And even our imagination, mind is always 24/7. It's kind of non-stop movie. try to sit 10 minutes, 15 minutes yourself and just have a primary object, focus your mind rather than going with the thoughts, and stay with it and let your mind to settle down there. And when you get a primary object, remember, don't get a thought or don't get any imagination object. Just always remember to get something more real and experience that you can yourself. As example, inhalation, exhalation, the sensation. You cannot deny, there is no doubt arise over it. It cannot. Another thing is, once you come to the present moment, your mind, that is the most safest place for your mind to stay. Why? Because if your mind go past or the future or here and there, it mostly come with the greed, hatred, and the delusion. But if the mind settle down with the present moment, with the primary object, whatever you give, in the present moment, there is no way to arise the greed, hatred, or the delusion. Because it seems like the fire. Fire cannot exist itself. It needs something to burn. So, the same like your thought, your greed, hatred, and the delusion itself cannot arise. It needs something that always come from the past or the future. Even regarding the present moment, whatever you keep doing in the moment, it cannot generate the greed, hatred, or the delusion if you are exactly in the present moment. So whatever the greed or the hatred or the unhappiness or the delusion arise, doubt arise, just look yourself. Always your mind go to past or the future. It needs something from past or future. So then that's why you have to practice this and again and again and again and again. Stay with the primary object and let your mind to settle down. And once the mind come out of and reduce the greed, hatred, and the delusion, and it increase the other side of the mind, loving kindness, compassion, generosity, clarity, understanding. When that side becomes stronger in you, so whatever come to you, whatever happen around you, your reaction going to change. That is how you have to change this. Knowingly or unknowingly, in this life, in this samsaric journey, we have done a lot of things related with the greed, hatred, and the delusion. And the mind has a habit to now jump to past or the future. So practicing itself, meditation means slow down that current and allow your mind to settle down in the moment. Why? Because that way you develop the clarity. Not only that, it come out of the greed, hatred, and the delusion. And that is the real happiness that you can gain in conventional life as a person. That is something higher that if you can experience. And one time Buddha mentioned in a sutta that the sutta name called Lona Pala Sutta. The Lona Pala means the lump of salt. It's a universal theory. It's a law. The lump of salt means if you get a lump of salt and put it to a river and mix it, and if you then try to taste that water, you cannot feel salty. And how about you get a teaspoon of the salt and put it to like a 1 gallon water and mix, and you cannot taste. And how about you reverse the pattern? You get the lump of salt and put it to glass of water and mix. Then you feel salty. So our thoughts also the same. The greed, hatred, or the delusion, anger, jealousy. So this also kind of like that. And other side, loving kindness, compassion, understanding, empathy, generosity. This also same. So generosity itself doesn't have any power. And also greed itself doesn't have any power. But during the day, how much thoughts you add to generosity or greed? During the day, how much thought you add to your anger or compassion? And according to that amount of thoughts, so whatever the greed, hatred, or the delusion going to stronger. And if you able to increase all the good side of the thoughts and feed it to you, feed it to you, feed it to you, so other side become weaker. So very good example for this, the two dogs. There was an old man with two dogs. One dog was young, strong, healthy. Another dog was very weak. And then there was a boy came. And this old man, this wise man asked from this boy, son, after 1 month, if I put these two dogs to fight, which dog will win? This young boy told, of course, it's very simple. Uncle, it is this strong dog going to win. Because other dog is so weak. So the wise man told, no, son, it's not going to happen like that way. So during this month, whatever the dog I feed and the way I feed, and end of the month, so that dog, if ate well, and if I give good strong food, if whoever eat that food going to win. So the same thing with our mind also. Mostly in day-to-day life, we just struggle with these outside qualities, with the world. It never going to happen. Look at the world. The world is always, it has the same kind of behavior. It never going to change the way we think. Only thing, it is our responsibility. Change ourselves and understand. So what is happening? Each and every of us looking outside world and waiting till this world change. We are waiting till this outside world become a better place. And during this time, our mind get dirt. And that dirtiness is the very reflection of the world. And then the world is who we are. We are the world. So then what is happening? It recycling. It's become a circle. We neglect ourselves and we look outside and waiting. And because of that, we get dirt. Why? Because we neglect ourselves. And that is mean world become dirty. So then what you have to do? Forget about this outside situation and start to take care of yourself inside you and clean yourself. Come out of the greed, hatred, jealousy, anger, envy, and clean yourself. And then do your best. And then you will see the world become a better place. If we all can do that, just imagine yourself, if we can all do that even just for one day, if the entire world, everybody takes self-responsibility, if everybody try to stay calm, relax, comfortable, mindfully, just one hour for entire world, in that 1 hour, what you're going to feel, what you're going to experience. So then you are the one who can do that. It is your responsibility. You are the one who living in this moment. You are more stronger than whoever exists in the world. Like as example, Alexander the Great and Genghis Khan, King Ashoka, Abraham Lincoln, Martin Luther King. You are powerful than this all. Why? Because they all dead. You are the one who living in this very moment. That's why you are powerful than them. So then what you do? What you going to do? They cannot come back and change the history. But how about you? How much things that you can do? After another 1,000 years, how about people talking about 2020, in the middle of the 2020? We are today exactly in the middle, July 1st. And what you feel about your journey? And you waiting. You just kind of like a beggar for happiness, satisfaction, comfort. In the middle of this 21st century, how shame, you become a beggar. You have everything from this world. You are blessed with everything in this universe. You have this beautiful life, but still you are sitting on the top of the gold mountain and begging. Who's wrong? Just think yourself. Just get out of your mental, this imagination, and be just a simple, realistic person and have the loving kindness, compassion, generosity, and every day feed it. Because we're feeding greed, hatred, jealousy, anger, envy. It happens everywhere. Look, all the leaders, all the political leaders, from president to the just the ordinary person, millionaires to beggars, everybody, everywhere, feeding the anger, hatred, jealousy. So then, rather than going that way, just start to feed yourself loving kindness, generosity, compassion. Strengthen your heart with that. Put the effort towards that way. And then you will see, end of this all, you will get the best out of this human life. And that will become a great example to entire world. And as a human being, that is the best contribution that you can give to the world. So with that, I bless upon everyone. With this good practice, may all of you be well, happy and peaceful. May no harm come to you, may no difficulties come to you, may no problems come to you. May you also have the patience, courage, understanding and determination to meet and overcome inevitable difficulties in your life. During this time period, may everyone stay healthy and safe. And finally, may all of you attain supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sabbidyo vivajjantu sabbarogo vinassatu mate bhavatvantarayu sukhi digayuko bhava. Ittavata cammehi sampadam punya sampadam sabbe deva anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Sabbe satta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Idamme punya kammang asavakkaya vahang hotu sabba dukkha pamunchatu. Bless you. Thank you very much, everyone.